Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster Perfect Stats guide. So, this is the video we've all been waiting for. We can finally level Gao. I guess technically, I could have leveled him a little bit earlier, but there really wasn't any good opportunity enemy-wise to level off of, really. And also, it really wouldn't have done us any good until, again, like right now. So, we'll pick him up here, and then we're gonna go level in the Esper Cave. I really like that area for a couple of reasons. For one thing, I mean, it's really the best experience right now outside of the floating continent, and I still wanted to do a lot of Velt manipulation for specifically the floating continent formations. So, you know, I didn't really want to level up there. I guess technically at some point I do level Shadow up there, but actually that'll be soon. We'll be leveling Shadow up there, but as of right now, you know, not something that I want to do with Gao. And what we really need to do here is get him prepared for the Imperial Air Force. That fight's pretty rough, but yeah, we'll get that taken care of. So, all right, so here he is. He's back at 7. Cyan 7, Edgar is 6, and Locke is 8. I will also level Locke just a little bit in this video as well. Here I've got Gao stripped of gear. This is his, you know, basic stats at level 7. 34 magic, 44 strength. The rest of it, you know, less important. But even you know, I've got absolutely no experience, or you know, didn't take any experience anywhere with him. So yeah. So again, we're getting really ready here. I'm gonna start out obviously with Zone Seeker. We're gonna go for the magic first. I will actually transition over into strength a little bit later, and actually still in the world of balance. I noticed that, and I don't know if this is another error or bug or however you want to look at it, but in prior versions of the game, you could go all the way up to 128 magic, and then your gear would I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, put you over the 128 mark. So, you know, that meant, again, that you could go all the way to 128, you know, when you're leveling via Espers. But here, I noticed, I took my character I took a character to 128 magic via Espers. And then I put on some magic gear, and the gear wasn't adding any to the magic stat. So, it could be a bug right now. It could be intended. I don't really know, but so now I've got some, you know, questions on whether or not it's wise, which I don't think actually as of right now that it's actually wise then to go all the way to 128 with that magic stat. So so I will not do that. I think my plan is to shoot for about 110, and then we'll swap over to other stats. For Gao, it'll be strength. Gao is kind of that, you know, special scenario where, you know, since we can't really control what he's doing, a lot of times he is going to just use a basic attack with these rages, and so, you know, if you just level magic, well, you know, and then you leave his physical stat, you know, at basically nothing, well, you know, there's a lot of times that he's going to use a physical attack and thus not have any, you know, strength bonuses to help him out with that. But so yeah, so like I said, I'll be swapping over to that. I probably won't do any other stats with him then. We'll see how it all plays out, because I don't remember now with you know, as we get towards the end of the game, like if he can, you know, let's just say I hit 110 magic, 110 strength, if that's even possible, which again I don't know it is. But you know, then I can, you know, I'll look at some of the other stats. But as of right now, that is the specific plan for Gao. I think that, again, because we can't really focus on one, well, I guess we can't really focus on magic. So when I say that, I mean, you know, the stray cat, for instance, Rage, will actually always do a physical attack. And so, if if that was something that you were interested in, like going more physical based Gao, then that kind of makes sense, right? And then you don't have to worry about magic, and then that would mean also that you could maybe focus on some other stats like speed. So that would that would be an option. But I really prefer magic. I don't know. I really like that stat, and so I generally build magic on just about everybody. But yeah, anyways, also, Gao here is able to use, Wind Slash and a lot of these really, really powerful spells like Gigavolt, So again, building magic is going to be pretty devastating on him. So that's, again, that's going to be my path forward. So this area, again, just because of, I suppose for a few things, or for a few reasons. Again, I don't want to be really leveling on the floating continent. Because of what I've already kind of brought up there with the dragons, and I want to keep the dragons in their own formations on the Veldt, and so that way, and because I want Genji gloves. If that's not something that you're interested in, then maybe then you could consider leveling on the floating continent instead. But also, I would say the great thing about leveling specifically here is. You can just cast Vanish on yourself, and these enemies cannot hit you. You're completely safe to level right here. So again, this is, as far as the World of Balance goes, this is my favorite place to level. Again, very safe. The experience is pretty good. It starts to slow down around level 30, but most characters aren't going to go that high anyway. Really, actually, it's only Gao that's gonna go to that point. All the rest of my characters I will only be leveling to 24. Again, reason for that, and I've brought this up a couple of times in some of the earlier videos, but the Crusader Esper is the Esper that will allow us to gain, it's like 50% increase in MP on level up. And that's really only important for a couple of characters, so Edgar, Sabin, Cyan, Setzer, and there's one more that I'm missing. I believe it's 6 total. Anyways. So, and unfortunately, so that's World of Ruin only, and on top of that, we have to defeat all the dragons to do that. And that is if you want to get 999 MP on everybody. Most of the characters don't require that. And honestly, I will not be doing that either. I'm not worried about the extra 20 MP on like whatever 6 of the characters. I just don't find that that's a level worth spending on MP. But regardless, I am I guess I'm writing doing these videos with people like that in mind that want to get the 999 MP. So we're going to keep our levels again. I'm actually going to go to 24. Technically, you can go to 25 if you really want to, but I'm going to give myself a little bit of a barrier there, just in case something I don't know, unforeseen happens, which I don't think will, but you never know. So, all right. Anyways, just gonna keep knocking this out. I'm at 19 already. I think I'm actually gonna cut this and just and let you know. So basically, I went to 40 here with Gao. I don't know that you really need to go that high, but there's also no real worry. I didn't have any worry about going too high or anything like that. So I went to 40, and then that was I was basically prepped to head to the floating continent at that point. So yeah. So I'll take a little cut here, and then we will do I think it's 2 levels with Locke. Okay, so I actually, I cut in just a little brief kind of shot of Gao at level 40 here. So he's at 100 magic and then 44 strength. So my plan actually is to go again to 110 magic. So I'll go up to level 45 and then I'll swap over to strength. But, all right, so at this point, I'm going to swap over to some footage of leveling Locke. So, because of the order of what we're about to do here, it was actually safe to level Locke all the way up to 10 here. the reason for doing that is that's going to give me just a little bit more of a buffer. Like he'll gain a little bit more HP here for when I go to take on the Imperial Air Force. My intent is to steal and to steal from all three parts of it. And so again, that's just going to give him a little bit of a buffer, and actually increases success rates, very, very slightly because of the extra 2 levels. But it's important though to know that if you followed my guide to a T, then you're okay to do this. I also considered just grabbing Mog instead right here, but if I grab Mog, then I can't take the 2 levels on Locke. So, unfortunately that means that Mog is going to have to be recruited very, very last. Again, that's going to be fine, and that's the route that I took. But yeah, there you go. So we're getting about 50 HP out of those extra 2 levels. So I thought that was definitely worth it. The kind of important thing that you need to know for what your levels are and what they should be is basically what you can do right now is if you add up all of your characters' levels, but you exclude Mog and Gao, as long as you're at 62 total levels, you're fine. If you hit 63, you have 1 level too much, and then unfortunately, Shadow will be forced up to level 7. So again, if you've followed the guide to a T, you're completely fine. And again, you can take those 2 levels. But if you're questioning whether or not you can take any levels here with Locke, or anybody else for that matter, just again add up everybody's levels. And again, if you're at 62, that's it. You can't go any higher. 63 is where you've gone too far, and again, Shadow will be unfortunately leveled up to 7 for you on the floating continent. So again, hopefully you've followed this closely, and thus you won't have ruined any levels with Shadow. But the other kind of interesting thing to know is that Shadow is actually going to be the next character that we level, because of some changes that have happened, and I will discuss that in a later video. But we're just rating Doma. That's like I know this seems so random to put this at the end of this video, but there's just no real spot for it. We've basically done everything in the World of Balance, so this was kind of just a little field trip that we needed to do. But anyways, I'm out of time, so as always, hope the guide was helpful, and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.